financial crisis recovery.
Foreclosure, short sales, bankruptcy, credit card debt, job loss, depreciating home values, money management. Peace of mind when it comes to your finances seems completely out of reach under current conditions, but there is a way to achieve it. For the next 60 minutes, you're going to find out how to cover your assets. Cover your assets.
Todd, between someone who is young, self-directing an account, and someone who is a little bit older, a little bit farther down that path, and some of the different options that might avail themselves depending on that age category.
Yes, well, our younger clients, and we love working with younger clients, they embrace this total direction, self-direction like you would not believe. They are all over this. Their biggest challenge is the fact that they have not been they've been making contributions to their company plan and have not had been advised to set up a separate IRA account. So these younger people, when they're working for these corporations, they should be making the contributions to the 401k plan up to the match, because that's their money. That's basically money they've earned, and it's free money. They should also be setting up an independent Roth IRA, and then they've got them both covered. So these younger, they love this strategy. They're just frustrated they don't have more money. But they're buying assets like tax liens, which can be bought for under $1,000. And different types of things. So it doesn't matter whether you're young or old, or you've got $2,000 or $200,000. There's enough different types of investments that clients can self-direct. And our older clients, now they've got, like the gentleman that just called, Jason, he's got a tremendous amount of money. He's 62 years old, still young enough to be able to fully take charge of his retirement account. He's just got a fear factor because he's never been trained in this before, and at his age, he doesn't want to make any mistakes. So different age groups just have different fears and that they have to overcome.
Well, imagine the banks who are out there, and a lot of these banks, some of you have maybe read this, and not all that out there, but imagine that a bank whom holds mortgages goes into receivership and becomes compromised, and its notes, meaning the notes that are held for mortgages within that bank, are purchased. Those notes being purchased, believe it or not, in some cases are purchased for as little as 10 cents on the dollar, whereby a person has a mortgage of $200,000 and that note is purchased for $20,000 to $40,000 and is sold on the open market as a distressed note. Believe it or not, you can use retirement account funds to be able to purchase things like that. Is that correct, Todd?
Absolutely correct. And I know a couple different companies that do that, and the clients are making marvelous. The mortgages are secured to real estate. Yes, it's been discounted, but now it's at the bottom. And they're, like you said, they're getting huge discounts on these mortgages, and it's been a marvelous rate of return for these clients.
Well, I can tell you that the group that I'm involved with actually will go into banks, and the banks will open up their books and show the distressed assets, meaning the mortgages that are in default, missing payments. Will buy those notes for pennies on the dollar, go back to the homeowner, discount the face on that note, which will ultimately be more money than what they paid for it, and then give that person the ability to exit out of it and refinance that home and make a boatload of money in the process and cash flow that property all along by purchasing that note. Tremendous opportunity, and the best news is it's all protected should anything go wrong from judgment creditors, because it's within a qualified retirement account, and you get to direct it. Those are the types of opportunities that almost nobody knows are available.
Oh, absolutely correct. I've got a young 30-ish male client of mine, and he goes to these banks and buys their credit card debt, and he's buying it in his Roth IRA at a discount. He's cleaning up. Now, there's a lot of work to that, and he's studied that, and it takes some chutzpah to call these banks, but that's what he is doing. You're absolutely right. There's so many opportunities that the client is unaware of because they've been BS'd, they've been brainwashed, they've been herded like sheep.
Yep. Well, listen, my name is Todd Rooker. I'm a financial crisis and money management specialist. I represent consumers, helping them to build, protect, and keep assets should they ever be in a financial crisis, or to ensure that they never are. We're here talking with Todd Grill about self-directed IRAs and the ability to do things that most people never dreamed. A retirement account is nothing more than a vessel, and what you do within that and the investments that you choose, being investments that you clearly understand and have done proper due diligence on, the opportunities and the potential rate of returns are just astounding. Obviously, it's always going to have, you're going to have beta, which is risk versus reward, but when you understand it and you feel comfortable, and maybe even it's within your field of understanding because it happens to be your business, what better place could you put your money and have your money go to work for you than something that you understand and do every day? So now that we know a little bit more about the retirement accounts, having spoke all throughout the show about this, what is the process an individual might go through in order to open a self-directed IRA account with you, Todd, at Nexus Direct?
Like I said before, it's a very simple process. Our website contains all of our forms. My staff are extremely helpful in helping clients fill out these forms, guide them through this process, and really the biggest issue is getting the money moved or away from where it currently sits right now, because wherever it sits right now for that IRA holder, they don't want to give up the money. And so that always seems to take a few weeks while we're waiting for that money to transfer, and then having the client identify the type of investment they want to make. So that's the biggest challenge, is identifying and figuring out for the IRA holder the type of investment. Because what happens is typically a client is looking at stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Well, in self-directed, they have 30 different types of asset classes. So they've got so many options. There's a learning curve on that. So they just have to identify the type of investment and focus in on that. And this works very well. Like I said, it's a very simple process. Everybody's complicated it.
Very, very good. And the thing is, for a lot of them, they've got monies that are sitting in a retirement account that are utterly dormant, making virtually no return on investment. So to shift that to a self-directed account and then do that due diligence and then prepare to make those moves, hey, you can go see Todd Grill at Nexus Direct, and he can tell you exactly how to set that up and get that going. We're going to take another break here, and we're going to come back and talk about Coverdale educational IRAs that can be used as self-directed accounts, so you can create your kids' college education fund, IRA health savings accounts, many things that are available under the Coverdale educational IRAs. What are they? How do they work? And whether or not you should be considering doing such a thing. Let's take a break, and we'll come right back. We are back. Hey, so you're getting some idea of what it is that I do in my business and the wonderful professionals that I surround myself with. The options that are available to people, frankly, are just utterly lost on them, and the varied professions and people that must be brought into the fold, and all the considerations that must be thought of through a process where a person is dealing with financial crisis or wants to ensure through an asset or estate planning process to ensure that they never are in a compromised position, go way beyond what most people understand. They'll always say to me, hey, I just got two quick questions, Todd. And I say, well, you don't understand. There's a whole lot more to it than that. So, I would encourage anybody out there listening to download or go to the website ultimatefinancialstrength.com. This is a DVD program that we used to market for $1,200, and I believe the cost is, if I'm not mistaken, is $200. Is it? We got it at $200 because we want to really make it available. It's a program that is just absolutely phenomenal. I really encourage you to check it out. At the very least, check it out. ultimatefinancialstrength.com. You sit down with me. I'm $250 an hour just for 1 hour. This is 6 hours of information, and it is just phenomenal as a great place to begin and to start. So we're going to move back here with Todd and talk about Coverdale plans, whereby you can use a self-directed account to save for your kids' education, also a health savings account. Todd, could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Most people are, especially if they're focused on college, are familiar with 529 plans, and it's because the financial service industry can only sell 529 plans. They don't typically sell Coverdale. Coverdale is Coverdale Education IRA. It's under the rules of an IRA, and it's a IRA that allows parents to fund money into their children's IRA account. It's Coverdale. One of the negatives is it's only $2,000 a year, so the funding amount is not that great. But if you start that at an early enough age, when your child is young, you can build that it's a education account under the Coverdale IRS rules, and that can be self-directed. It's a beautiful strategy, and I'm happy to help people understand that. Also, we're an administrator for health savings account, and anyone who is self-employed can open a health savings account, fund that with retirement money, use that money for medical purposes, and also use that for investing. So our clients are doing a dual purpose with their HSA account, the health savings account. They've got that money available for emergencies and medical, and they are making investments. They're buying gold and silver in their HSA. They're buying real estate. They're funding notes. They're funding and investing in commodities. It can be a marvelous strategy to build that medical savings account, because you cannot save enough money for retirement or medical.
Well, and these retirement accounts are just phenomenal in that capacity. Imagine that if you're a self-employed person who's in a 30% tax bracket, any dollars that you're using to pay for your own health insurance that's not utilizing an HSA, a health savings account, is going to be taxed at that rate, and then you're going to use those dollars. Imagine getting basically a 30% discount on the cost of your health insurance as a result of using an HSA as a self-employed person. Phenomenal. We got one question here. Caller Patrice. We're going to take that call. Patrice, you are on the air.
Hi. I don't have a lot in my self-directed IRA, but I'm wondering if I wanted to purchase a business or a house and didn't have the total amount of money to do that, can money be borrowed to complete that transaction, and if so, how?
Yes. If you're interested in funding a business, we would set up a 401k plan, and that 401k plan can borrow money from a bank, get an SBA, Small Business Administration loan. You can go to outside investors to secure private money or their retirement money, and they become an investor in your business. So that can be done. You can use your IRA to invest in investment real estate. You just can't use your retirement account to buy your primary home or a second home.
So the answer is it can be done, Patrice. It absolutely can be done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very welcome, very welcome. All right, so listen, we're going to wrap the show up here. We want to thank everyone for listening. We want to again encourage you to go to CYA21.com and download the Financial Crisis Bible. Todd Grill's information will be on the show. Next week, we're going to try to get Arliss Richardson in here, talk about self-employed people and their tax problems. I've always said, show me self-employed people, I'll show you people with tax problems. Arliss is our in-house expert, top in her field. Going to try to get her on next week. Looking forward to hearing and listening to you next week when you call into our show. Have a great week.